Getting lost in a good video game is a magical thing. Suddenly, 5 hours have passed, you smell like shit, and you forgot to drink water the entire time. Maybe that's just me, but I've been gaming since I was a wee lass. I mean, look at this concentration. This is me absolutely embarrassing these other kids in Melee. This all pink outfit says it all about how serious I am too. They didn't even know what hit them. But the point is, I love a good game and my audience knows this. One of our Discord server members, Gabe, put this Ancient Aliens game in the chat and I immediately put it on my video ideas list. I've covered several unhinged episodes of Ancient Aliens on this channel, from Bigfoot being an alien to robots being aliens, and we are also aliens. So this game was right up my alley. I found this game on Steam for 15 bucks, so I bought it and I wrote it off as a business expense, and boy was it worth it. I feel like I say this every Ancient Aliens video, but this one is wild. It's so much more than I could have asked for, and also less. Oh no. If you saw black bean in my teeth, no you didn't. The opening of the game launches you right in there, whether you're ready or not, with this cutscene where you live out your dreams of seeing a prominent Ancient Aliens host, Giorgio Tsoukalos, speak at a convention or whatever. If you're not familiar with Giorgio, you're about to be. He's one of the best hosts on the show and leaned into becoming a meme. He has or had his own spin-off shows on History Channel, where he also looks for aliens. Seems like the History show is just like less about history and more about aliens and other shit, like Ice Road Truckers, for example. So it feels like Giorgio had like a direct hand in writing some of the dialogue for this game. And he is in the game, right? So the intro cutscene.
But how did we first come to value this shiny rock we dug out of the ground? What made us decide it was worth anything?
The cutscene does this really cool thing where it just freezes when he's done talking and you have to press continue, like it's an interactive storybook. I thought this was a nice touch, so I can continue when I'm mentally prepared to move on and when I have thoroughly processed the information they have been launching at me.
Several ancient astronaut theorists contend that some extraterrestrials may have come to Earth in our remote past, primarily to mine gold.
I can't tell if he sounds robotic from just like reading it out, or if this is AI. This remains a mystery yet to be solved by modern humans. Maybe aliens took over Giorgio and the twist of the game is that he's actually the alien. Wait, that actually makes sense.
I am convinced that the reason why there is such a huge fascination with space travel is because that's where we come from. What if we are the Martians?
Back to the intro.
Is it possible our ancestors learned to value gold by observing extraterrestrials? And is there some undiscovered connection between gold, the ancient Egyptians, and the pyramids they built?
This is going so fast. Yes, so we're questioning how humans came to value gold in the first place. Perhaps by seeing extraterrestrials assign value to it, I guess.
It almost seems as if we're genetically programmed to love gold.
I love gold!
But this is where they launch us into the gameplay.
Why don't we try to find out? I propose we employ hypnosis to regress a member of our audience back to ancient Egypt. Any volunteers?
It's us! It's gonna be us!
How about you?
Will you submit to hypnotic regression to your past life in ancient Egypt? I really like that this is the narrative. I feel like it's really creative. So we're transported back to ancient Egypt to work for Giorgio to answer ancient mysteries, and we're instantly abducted by aliens who speak English, of course. The aliens' planet has a generic crisis, and they need resources from Earth to solve it. In return, we'll provide the means for Earth to defend itself against a cataclysmic event. Now, canonically in the Ancient Aliens universe, in the cinematic universe, most cataclysmic events on Earth were caused by the aliens. The extinction of the dinosaurs were caused by aliens. The Great Flood, like from the Bible and such texts, also caused by aliens on purpose.
The Great Flood was created by extraterrestrials on purpose.
A lot of things were happened by aliens on purpose. So I'm not saying that they're gonna cause the cataclysmic event. but I'm saying that they might be causing the cataclysmic event, so they're kind of leaving me up to no choice. Since aliens can't breathe in our atmosphere, they're employing our people to do the work for them, with us, the player, as the human boss, basically. Employ in what way? Because it doesn't feel like I have a choice. Are humans being enslaved? Yes. So many times in this game, it feels like the mask slips where they're employing humans against their will and dancing around the fact that aliens are just enslaving humans. And it makes you so uncomfortable when the pharaoh keeps calling you master. My counsel, you seek my counsel, master? Then might I humbly suggest you suggest these homeless nomads the bounty of the seed which sprouts roots that I don't like this. I don't want to be anyone's master. I am so uncomfortable with this. I was succumbed by aliens to do this. A lot of people feel like the Ancient Aliens show makes ancient people look too stupid to build things themselves, so they need help from the aliens. And this game makes it feel so much worse. Now that you have taught them the basic tenets of construction, you should show them how to build safe homes that they will proudly call their own. I think like basic humans could figure out how to build like their own homes and stuff. Like this is really leaning into like ancient peoples being stupid without the helps of aliens or something. But this isn't the only questionable writing decision in this game. Welcome to Earth, I've been here. What do you mean? Are we the aliens or are we the enslaved humans? Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might they have come here in search of gold? Okay. This is the exact script that they use in the beginning of every Ancient Aliens episode.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might they have come here in search of gold?
They just copy-pasted this from the script of their episode about gold! Anyway, the premise of the game is that you have to build the Great Pyramid, which for the aliens is a hydrogen reactor. For some reason. You manipulate the natives to come work for you and mine resources in order to build the pyramids. So you gotta build houses, farms, mines, and increase the population of workers. There's a research mechanic where you have to research things like construction, irrigation, megalithic geometry that help advance humanity and unlock different buildings. And I thought that was pretty neat. Now, I'm a big fan of old RTS games like Age of Empires or Age of Mythologies. Yes, the rumors are true. Those of you that notice every single time I use the Age of Mythology soundtrack in my videos, I see you. And this game basically builds off the basic function of those games. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it because a big part of this game is abducting humans. Yes, of course. This is a game about aliens manipulating humans. You didn't think we were gonna abduct them? What do you even think this is? A big part of this game is probing humans to steal DNA, which is one of the currencies we'll go over later. And why spread the pain around when I can just have one guy for that? The probe guy. There's no cooldown on DNA regeneration. You can just quit out and instantly do it again. You can upgrade your workers with enough DNA to make them better, faster, stronger, and every time you do, it plays this awful, unskippable cutscene that makes you feel awful every single time. That makes me feel really good. From a human to Minotaur, you can upgrade them to a savant, which is just a floating computer that speaks in binary. Editor's note, I did realize that the cutscene is skippable way too long into the game, so I just sat there staring at this cutscene every time. I just had to click the screen one more time. There is no doubt that I'm going to be seeing this in my nightmares. The visuals in general in this game are just so interesting. Like when the alien is talking to you and giving you quests and he just flails and bounces and glitches in such a weird way. More often than not, the little guys just slide across the screen instead of walking and clip over the buildings. Even the fighter jets constantly flying through your screen for no reason fly under the Great Pyramid. And sometimes you just can't click on stuff because it spawned in behind something else. For a game where the entire method of gameplay is clicking on stuff, don't move. They made it so hard to click on stuff. You. Nope, okay. And I started to notice it's not just Age of Mythology without combat, but it's Age of Mythology meets Cookie Clicker, because there is so much clicking that you get to hear these insane sound effects stacked on top of each other every couple minutes. And the ambient music of this game feels like that TikTok where it's like every Hollywood movie when they go to the Middle East. Which, by the way, yeah, you're taking quests from both the aliens and Giorgio talking to you through telepathy or something. I know we underwent hypnosis or something to get here, but something about the logistics of this just don't make sense. Obviously, I need all my games to be extremely realistic, so this part of the game gets a 1 out of 10 for me. So we are essentially double agents working for the aliens and reporting back to Giorgio. But at some points, we're unsure if he can see what we're seeing, because sometimes he knows what's going on, and then sometimes he doesn't. Also, if he could see what we're seeing, all of his questions would have been answered the instant I was abducted by aliens the very moment we dropped in. I'm lost on the narrative. So does he know that the machines exist or not? So it's like he knows, but also doesn't know? Like, I don't really understand the angle here. Who am I? Well, upon looking at the History Channel webpage for this game, we are actually reluctant alien-human hybrids. That's the most unsurprising thing about this game so far. By this point, you're probably thinking how much this game looks like a mobile game, though it was released on Steam in 2022. That's because it was a mobile game. And then they took it off the app stores and put it on Steam for $15. Wait, it's on sale now? What the fuck? That brings me to the currencies. There's the gold, obviously, that you can build buildings with. It took me so long to figure out that this was a symbol for gold and not a ninja star. There's DNA, which is used to research new technologies and transform your villagers into terrifying monsters against their will. You get this by probing villagers and wiping their homes of DNA without their consent. There's iridium, which you get from leveling up, and you can use it to speed up building processes and researching things faster. So that got me to thinking. This is pretty similar to most mobile games where there's a resource that you can buy with real money that will make gameplay a bit faster and a bit easier. So I tried spending all of my iridium on this gambling mechanic with this very pretty woman who says questionably sultry things to you. I see I'm not the only one who couldn't sleep tonight. I know it's unsafe for a woman to walk alone after dark, so will you walk with me? I hoped you might visit me again today, Your Highness. Is this fan service? Well, yes, I was certain you would, but my visions regarding you often confuse me. Sometimes I envision you here with me in the temple, or near the pyramid. But I wasn't able to spend it all because I kept winning more iridium. So we'll come back to that. And then the last currency is plausible deniability. Yes. Everything you do costs plausible deniability for the aliens. Probing, summoning 1,000 pyramid blocks at once, and to gain plausible deniability, you can destroy artifacts that resemble aliens, basically destroying the evidence that they were there, and having people worship at temples, basically using religion as a front. This was a really interesting mechanic to me, that plausible deniability was a currency that can be spent and gained by manipulating the people, but unfortunately, literally nothing happens when it hits 0. So being in this love square between Giorgio, the alien, the gambling priestess, and the pharaoh all wanting you to do things for them, honestly dream blunt rotation, it set up an interesting narrative for a power struggle, but unfortunately, Nothing happens there either. This game was a mobile game, so I thought it would always be running in the background on your phone. But on your computer, it just has to be open on another monitor 24/7, hence the cookie clicker allegations. It's not really a game that you just sit down and play. So firstly, I did some building off camera. And tried to speedrun this game to figure out what happens at the end. But unfortunately, I'm the only one to share strats with. So I thought by leaving this game on overnight, my villagers would make great progress on the Great Pyramid. After a full 8 hours, this is all they did. So I looked it up on this website called youtube.com, and someone uploaded the end cutscene of this game with this description. It didn't play when I finished the game. I searched YouTube and didn't find it, so I dug through the files. Now no one else needs to do the same. Thank you, Luke. So at the end, the hydrogen reactor, pyramid, is complete, and it blasts this rogue planet so it barely misses Earth. I did not know this was going on. And then the Great Flood happens and washes away all my hard work, and all he can do to give me this bad news is renegade? And erase my memory? Giorgio snaps us back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. And he finds out our memory's been erased, and he's like, well, what a shame you can't remember. Guess we'll never know the true history of the world. But he knows we got abducted, so once again, what can you see? The gambling priestess is here, and is ready to tell us a happy ending. And that's the end. You know, it's not about the journey, it's about the not about the, it's, you know, it's fuck. You know, it's not about the journey, it's about the you know, it's about the journey and not the destination. So worth it, 10 out of 10. Overall, did I have fun playing this game? Actually, yeah, kinda. I honestly feel like this game had some creative ideas when it came to narrative and gameplay, sort of twisting that classic RTS style into an ancient alien setting. But so many of the mechanics unfortunately fall flat. This is a very serious game review. I didn't talk much about the tech/research tree, but that's because there's really not much to it. You just save up for it, wait for it to be researched, and then you can complete a quest or upgrade villagers or buildings from it. It's kind of a laid-back narrative campaign type game. And of course, since it was designed to be a mobile game, but the only goal is finishing the pyramids faster, yes, you had to build more than one, you had to build 3 of them, and you're not quite setting up to pummel your opponent's castles with 5 trebuchets. It's not quite a game that feels good ported to PC. They definitely could have and should have kept it on mobile, which for a mobile game had some ambitious ideas and more story than expected. Again, for a mobile game, but unfortunately, it never felt fully fleshed out. Oh yeah, let's find out what happens when I run out of iridium. Nothing. Figures. My mom called me the other day and said that I need to remind people to subscribe at the end of my videos. So, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 1 million subscribers. Woo! So cool.